Rook A5, Rook B4.
Whoa. All the
This
tactics.
wow. I mean, but it seemed like you could play it. I mean, but like, there's something apparently we're missing here.
I don't see what we're missing unless it's rook takes rook, maybe.
But then
Maybe
you just...
I would even consider taking with a pawn and keep taking. I'll give you my rook on B2.
Wow.
And I'm going to have a passed pawn over here. Look, it says still advanced white. There's something clearly better. But even this is available to white because black is tied down.
I love that.
Yeah, we're just
very
looking for
dangerous
options.
practically with that A-pawn advancing. This could be a big disaster. And look at Hikaru.
Whoa.
He refuses repetition. He says game on and is taking big risk here.
But what's happening if you just shuffle across? Look, you're pinned along the A file and you're pinned on this diagonal.
Oh, wait, you're right about that.
Whoa.
And Hikaru doing a little head shake. He realizes that he is in trouble now. He could have just repeated at that moment. He had one more white left.
Yeah, it's still very, very tense. Okay, Fabiano drops his queen back, but black is tied up. You still can't take the pawn because of this pin and this pin. And, okay, he's created a passed pawn, but suddenly things are opening up. No, Fabiano's actually closing things down.
Brilliant, because that pawn A4 is stranded. It's gone too far.
Yeah. This pawn is going to drop off the board. Fabiano needs one more move to close things down. And actually, this pawn on the B5 square is going to decide the game. And, okay, a light squared trade of bishops is not going to help. It's still this terrible bishop on C7 against this beautiful bishop on E3. And Fabiano, advantage white.
But this is terrible. Like, man, I'm up a pawn. Like, you know, it hurts. It hurts. Up a pawn the whole game. And then, again, you know, one bad terrace, right? One bad piece and your whole position's bad. Like, even being down that pawn, I mean, or up the pawn, what black is, he could never, I mean, the bishop stayed there on C7 since he got there. The rest of the game.
The whole game, the bishop has been on C7. That's barely been a bishop, and now it just looks like Hikaru's pushed too far. If Fabi wins this, it is match over. Unbelievable.
Oh,
the A3 pawn is hanging right now.
Look at the bar.
With rook coming to A8, can you take the A3 pawn immediately?
I think you first defend this pawn on B5, and he does it. He pushes pawn to C4. Take your time. The pawn's not going anywhere. White can continue bringing pressure on it, and the black rook on B8 is stuck because white has a pass pawn of his own. Hikaru, he's just moving left and right. He doesn't really have options here, and Fabiano's just going to win this pawn.
And he does it.
Look at the time.
You can even just trade queens and pick up that A2 pawn. You're never losing that endgame as white.
Yeah, the question is, can he win? Can he decide this match here and now? And until the last couple of moves, I wanted to point out, every single one of black's pawns and pieces won dark squares. Now he's put his queen to challenge for the light squares, challenge white's control there. But, okay, he's gone for it, Fabiano. Not maybe going for the most direct, the most decisive continuation, because black can now break on the light squares, break the bind. And he should be safe. Still a bit scary. But Fabiano, can he win this one still?
Hikaru looking very rattled there. He goes D5 once again, just trying to create a mess on the board. That is what Hikaru does best in worse positions. He makes it so difficult for his opponent. But the good news for Fabi is that he's up on the clock. He's got a minute. The bishop is pinned. Can you take on C5 right now?
You can grab a pawn.
You can.
It does go down to a rook and pawn endgame where a draw is maybe more likely than a win, but why not? It might be your one chance. You can push your central pawn forward as well, but the black king is coming towards it. So
big moment.
Just in time to hold this game.
Critical moment for Fabiano. Will he go for the D-pawn push, or will he grab that C5 pawn? But that would inch it closer towards a potential draw.
I think he has to take the pawn and then, he has to secure an advantage and then press from there. Pushing the pawn too soon probably would have lost that pawn as the black king is close. I think he can just retreat his bishop because that pawn on D5 cannot be captured so long as the white rook in the corner is in contact with that black bishop. So Fabiano can retreat his bishop, maybe back towards the A3 square. That way he can push his pawn forward in the near future, and this is not going to be easy for Hikaru to defend.
You're right. Yeah, that's correct.
Two-result game.
Wow. Ooh. Yeah, bishop A3, there it is.
Robert calling out the action. The bishop drops back. The D-pawn will advance, and rook B1 big trap.
No, he made it.
Yeah, he pushes the pawn. He makes sure his king has some space.
Okay, that was close.
Yeah, these top guys,
breathe.
They don't blunder mate in one very often. And Fabiano does give his king some breathing space. Really, really nice move there. And again, can Hikaru hold the draw? That's the question now. Fabiano cannot lose this game. He's a pawn up.
10 seconds, David.
Yeah, 2 pawns up. Wow.
But a horrible pawn structure.
Yeah, but it's all about the white D-pawn. If he keeps the central pawn alive, he might win.
Oh, my God.
You said they don't blunder checkmate in one, and then Hikaru immediately does. You commentator's curse.
Wow. I did it. Sorry, Hikaru. And
David!
I jinxed him.
You dirty dog.
Disbelief there by Hikaru Nakamura. Fabiano
my
Caruana
goodness.
cannot believe it either. A
hung May,
one-move
bro.
checkmate. And that
hung May.
is going to cost Hikaru the whole match. Robert, you are in